A very good Monday morning to everyone out there. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Landon here with you in the driver's seat to bring you your weather and night forecast courtesy of On Target. Getting a look out here across the fruited plain, if you will. We have got a cold front that's approaching here from the west. This is going to be our next weather maker. It's not going to be arriving here until late in the day on election day on into the overnight hours. But we are already seeing some sensible weather impacts come and result from this approaching system. We have got deep southwesterly flow, folks, and this is going to allow us to make a run at record high temperatures as we roll into this afternoon. We are firmly located south of where the warm front is, and we are located east of where the cold front is, and that is placing us in the warm sector of this weather maker. You can already see with more moisture arriving out of the south and west, we do have some cloud cover that has developed in and out across the region. Sexton Bill Bitter Sky Cam overlooking Gold City, already showcasing them with some cloud cover out there early this morning. Same can be said overlooking the Beach Tree News Sky Cam up in Morgantown, showcasing the clouds advancing in from the south and west. Temperatures have stayed up overnight. That's no surprise. A combination of the cloud cover along with those southerly winds holding highs right around the low to mid 60s across the entirety of the Wobbles community. For this afternoon, we could see a 20-degree rise in temps, folks. We know that we're rolling in here into the first week of November. We're forecasting high temperatures right around the low to mid 80s. As we work into this afternoon, all right? That's all in response to that deep southerly flow. We got high pressure to our east and low pressure located there to our north and west, along with that associated cold front. We've been over this here over the past few weeks, folks. That is resulting in a tightening pressure gradient, thus resulting in the very strong southerly winds. We could see gusting upwards of 20 to perhaps 30 plus miles an hour today and on into our election day as well. So let's go ahead and let's jump right into it and let's discuss and talk about those wind velocities. I'm already looking at wind speeds up there, 20 to 30 plus miles an hour. Folks, this is a little bit off the surface, okay? These 40 mile an hour wind gusts aren't quite making it to the surface, but they are present up aloft. And you can see, folks, pretty much the gist of the story is that the winds are not going to let up. Here we are looking at tonight. Here we are working throughout the entirety of election day. Here we are getting into Tuesday night. Here we are working into our Wednesday morning. And you can see, folks, that front, after it passes through here, is going to kind of hang up. And that's going to keep lingering rain chances, okay? We're going to get the widespread stuff in here late tomorrow all the way into our Wednesday. But with a cold front hanging up here, we could have some meandering showers continue Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night, potentially even into the Thursday time frame, all right? So let's jump right into that. Here we are working throughout today, deep southerly flow. You might catch a few sprinkles here, but you can note this area of high pressure is keeping the activity right along and west of the Mississippi and north of the Ohio rivers, all right? Here we are working into the Tuesday time frame, Tuesday morning, bright and early for election day. Here we are getting into the afternoon hours, and here we are settling into our Tuesday evening. Here we have this low pressure system deepening as it rides up into Canada. Still, cold front's going to be blasting east with that deep southerly flow, pumping that very warm, very moisture-rich air northward out of the Gulf of Mexico, right into and across Wobbles country. The widespread showers will be returning tomorrow afternoon. I think it'll be late tomorrow afternoon, and then through the overnight to follow. So those of you heading out to the polls, voting on election day, you should be able to escape it. If you're having to wait in lines out there, it just should be very warm and breezy underneath partly sunny skies, all right? So let's go ahead and let's break it down. Let's get a little bit closer view of when the actual widespread rainfall will arrive. We work throughout today into tonight, no worries whatsoever. And then watch as we work throughout election day. Here we are looking at mid-afternoon. Here we are looking at late afternoon and early evening is whenever we're expecting the arrival right here from the west, all right? So sometime on either side of an hour or so on either side of sunset, that might be occurring around 4:30 now with the time changed. Right? Speaking of, last night it was 6 o'clock. It felt like it was going on midnight. All right, so here we are working throughout the overnight, and you can see here, folks, the most widespread rainfall looks to arrive well after sunset, getting closer into the 10 p.m. and midnight range. All right, now there is something worth noting with this particular weather maker, folks, and that is this precipitable water values within the atmosphere. If we were to take the water throughout the column, the moisture that's available, and wring it out like a dish rag, this is how much rain we would get on the surface beneath it. And folks, take a look here. As we work into our Tuesday and into Tuesday night, this is whenever this is going to become maximized with that passing cold front. We have got precipitable water values on the cusp of 1.5 to 1.75 inches. Folks, for this time of year, that is overly impressive, all right? So we could be getting an additional 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inches of total rainfall out of this before the initial weather maker moves through. But folks, wait. Here we are getting into Wednesday, then we work into Wednesday afternoon, and look at this. The drier air is remaining trapped here to our north and west because that cold front is starting to line out with the mean parallel flow of our moisture axis out of the south and west. So again, this is going to result in the widespread rain showers occurring late tomorrow afternoon throughout the overnight, but remaining scattered throughout the entirety of our Wednesday. And folks, this could potentially linger on into the Thursday time frame as well, depending upon how long this cold front meanders and remains hung up across the region. We'll just see little lobes of low pressure riding right along that boundary, keeping these scattered rounds of rain showers in the forecast, all right? In regards to any terms of severe weather, we are not expecting severe storms to come along with this, all right? We have nearly zilch on the instability scale, but shear is evident, so we could be dealing with some strong winds out there is what we were just looking at here over the next 72 hours or so. A generalized thunderstorm risk is painted for us Tuesday night into our Wednesday. Again, not expecting severe weather to come along with this, all right? Total rainfall amounts over the course of the next week could be ranging anywhere between 2 to 3 inches of total rainfall, all right? So in addition to us getting in on the rainfall on election day into the afternoon and throughout the overnight, lingering on into our Wednesday and Thursday, we've got another weather maker that could bring some rain chances back into the mix Friday afternoon all the way through the weekend as well. And then, folks, dare I say it, but looking at the early days of next week, we're going to need to keep very close eyes on the tropics. We are getting into a very active weather pattern, folks, and as we roll into the start of the weekend, on into late in the weekend, in the early days of next week, we are expected to have tropical storm or even Hurricane Raphael develop. We'll obviously be keeping eyes on this, folks, but if this turns inland up through Louisiana and then gets picked up by the main flow, that could impact us and bring even more sensible weather impacts for us to deal with here in this active pattern that appears to be taking over. Here's a full breakdown of your next 6-day weather forecast brought to you by Ohio Valley Insurance. Partly to mostly cloudy both today and tomorrow. Strong southwesterly winds taking temperatures anywhere between the low and mid 80s. Low and mid 70s on the docket Wednesday, with the widespread rain showers beginning to taper off after the cold front passes. Scattered lingering rain showers remain in the forecast Thursday, then make a return Friday night on into the start of the weekend, with highs hanging out right around the low to mid 70s. Folks, that'll wrap up your Monday morning weather and night forecast brought to you by On Target. You all take care.